My name's Nicola Penman. I'm a chartered health and safety practitioner, and I want to share a story that I think needs to be shared. This story is intensely personal, and it is my experience that I'm still going through with regards to suppressed stress, which escalated to a confrontation and resulted in a very serious catastrophic physical manifestation. 3 weeks ago, I was in a massive row. I was in a situation for many, many years. This is totally not work related. This is personal. And it was a situation I didn't think I could get out of, and which caused me to suppress an awful lot of feelings and emotions. I just got on with it, just the same way as other people do. But it came to a head 3 weeks ago when there was a very serious altercation, and that was on a Monday. On the Tuesday, I felt a small sort of feeling and tingling in my back. I asked my husband, did he think I had a rash? And he says, there's a few wee spots there, Nicola. On the Wednesday, that rash had started to go across my body. I went to see the doctor, and I actually saw a nurse, and she prescribed medication, which I took. But unfortunately, the next day, the rash and the scale of it and the intensity of it had multiplied by at least 10. After contacting the doctor and asking, is this likely to get worse before it gets better? They had no answers. The next day, it had escalated even more. I had got to be in a situation where I could not bear it. I went to, I was triage, and I went to the A&E in Antrim Area Hospital. And after waiting many hours with everyone else, and they bless the people in the hospital, it's horrendous. I was given massive steroids, antihistamines, sent home. Next day, escalated again. It was even worse. I was absolutely at my wit's end. Now let me just, to cut a story short, it escalated and it escalated and it escalated until I had a severe rash from the top of my head to the bottom of my toes. That rash was roaring red, it was hot, it was raw, it was itchy, it was sore, and I was at the end of my tether. My GP sent me urgently to the hospital where a dermatologist saw me. And the dermatologist made a diagnosis and made arrangements for me to see the one and only consultant dermatologist in the Northern Trust. So that was Friday. On the Monday, I saw that doctor, and that doctor diagnosed what it was, and I continued with the medication, which I am doing now. The point is, this was the stress triggered a catastrophic physical reaction, and this resulted, and I honestly really don't feel if they hadn't diagnosed what it was, I wouldn't be here today. Now, this was not work-related, but this needs to be thought about. People are internalising and putting up with an awful lot in life, and therefore putting themselves at risk of all kinds of physiological or mental health, harm through not being able to share, to get to the bottom of what's wrong, and to put in place controls to reduce the actual consequences of it. It may be you. You may be feeling like this. You may be an employer who employ a lot of people or employ one person. And you need to understand that if you provide a psychologically safe place with support and with good things in place, you can reduce the risk of this happening to someone else. If you're the managing director, it could happen to you. I have made this very personal video to share, because this has been the most awful thing in my life. Stress is horrendous and it needs to be addressed. Please share this, address it, meet with people and talk to them about anything that is wrong with you. Do not suffer in silence. God bless you, and I hope none of you ever have this experience. Thank you for listening.